Hello and welcome to the coding family. Today we'll be using C to check for multiples of 3 and 7. So the task we'll be working on today is writing a C program to check whether a non-negative given number is a multiple of 3 or 7 and not both. And that not both is very important to solving this code. Now, if we have an input of 3, our output would be 1 because it's true that 3 is a multiple of 3, but it's not a multiple of 7. If we have an input of 7, the output would be 1 because it's true that the input is not a multiple of 3, but is a multiple of 7. If we have an input of 21, we'll have an output of 0 because 21 is a multiple of 3 and a multiple of 7, which will give us a false value. This first line calls a library in C that gives us access to basic functions. Then we're going to use our int main function, which is a container that we use for the computer to access. Then we're going to declare and initialize our variables. In this case, we're only going to have one variable because we're only checking whether the one variable is a multiple of 3 or 7. So we're going to declare int a as a variable and initialize it to 3. Now this is our conditional statement. We're going to say if a and that percent sign is a modulus operator. So that basically means if there's a remainder, it will show up. So if a modulus 3 equals 0, therefore if that number divided by 3 has no remainder, and that number divided by 7 has no remainder, it means that it's a multiple of both, that it will print 0. And we show this by using the printf function. Printf, that first term, that %d, is for the computer to realize that the output is a integer value, and that 0 is to replace that %d in the output. Then the next condition is else if the a divided by 3 is equals to 0, or a divided by 7 equals to 0. And that would print out 1. And this last one is if there's a case where a equals 2, and 2 is not a multiple of 3 or 7, then it would print out 0, because it's not a multiple of any of them. And that's our code. There is multiple variations that you can do with this code. You can check if a number is even or odd. You can check if a number is a multiple of 10. So feel free to play around with this code.